Welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, Skelly. Finally, Skelly. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. It's nice to have you on.
Thank you.
How you been? All right? Family okay?
Yeah, everyone's good. Nice to have the kids back at school. So a little bit of a normality for them and definitely for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the whole homeschooling thing and...
Yeah, they've been on laptops pretty much all day long, like Monday to Friday, but I've not been able to help. Like, they come up and ask me questions and the work they do. Even my 8-year-old, I'm like, I don't know. I literally don't know the answers for them. So I'm like, ask your teacher, not a teacher.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I think my wife's kind of realised that during this time is she's kind of gone, yeah, hats off to the teachers. I've realised how much work they do and how much they put up with. And
that's it, because it's like it's a non-stop chatter. They don't stop talking. Like my little one who's younger, 8, he talks all day long, and I'm like, let's have like a little 5-minute rest of no talking. But then you shouldn't tell them to be quiet neither at the same time, because they're just like being kids, aren't they? But when you're with them 24/7, it's odd. It is odd.
But there's no cut off, is there? Because it's like they wake up, they open the laptop. It's like working from home as well for me. You open the laptop, you do your work, you shut your laptop, and there's no change, is there? You're not traveling anywhere to and from anywhere. You're kind of still in the same place. So you either feel like for me, you still feel like you're in work mode, but with kids, they just feel like they're on a day off. So it's so difficult. You know, when you're mixing that with your boxing and, you know, your nursing as well, and you just think, oh, blimey, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
No, but it's hard for the kids. So I try and like say, you know, they're going through it as well. And then when it gets too bad, we've done the back into a bit of a gym. So when it gets too much, I just run in there, lock myself in, and hit it back.
It's your escape room, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've got one of them. It's a garage. I just sit in there on my own, rocking. But no, it's let's crack on with the boxing. You know, you obviously had your fight against Amy Timlin. When was that now? Was it October?
So we boxed October 31st last year, and then we were scheduled to box again. I can't even remember what date it was now, but it was only a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, we should have boxed again. But 10 days before, Amy pulled out with an injury. I think she had a hernia.
Yeah.
So all I've been told now is she's back in the gym training. So we're literally just waiting for the date.
Yeah. Have you literally, I know we've spoken about this, but have you heard any news at all? Has there even been any talks, anything?
No, nothing. All we've been told is literally she's back in the gym. So that's it.
So how long do you wait? Because obviously I know how desperate you are about this rematch. I know we've talked privately about it. You've voiced it out as well. But how long do your team sit there and think it's not going to happen now? We've got to move on. How long does that process take? Because you don't want to be waiting around, especially with the whole situation at the moment. You don't want to be inactive, or you want to keep going. So how long do you sort of wait for?
I think we'll keep doing what we're doing, waiting and training, and hope that something comes up in the next couple of months. But we're both very aware that something might not come. Obviously, we boxed in October. It was a draw, but I was wrongly done to then. I should have had the title back in October, and I was going to get what was rightfully mine a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't. So I don't want to sit around waiting for something that might never come neither. So if anything else comes up in the meantime, I'm always going to be ready. Ideally, I do want the fight with Amy because there is unfinished business there. I want to bring that title back to the boys. Like the boys were like wanting me to bring it home, and they were like, "Why didn't you get it, Mum? Because you won." Especially like my younger one. So to tell them I never won the fight, but I didn't get the belt that was mine. It was hard, and obviously training like last year, I was training for 5 months for that first fight because I kept getting put off. So my training camp ended up like getting dragged out for pretty much most of the year. So as a mum, I'm putting all my time and effort into training, so it's hard for me to be there with the boys like 100%. So to then get like a decision that was just shocking, in my opinion, then get told like she pulled out so close again, it was like another like knock. So ideally that's the fight I want, but there's other girls out there. So whatever comes up first, I'll be taking. So
yeah, that's, you know how I feel about it. You know, we spoke earlier, but it was, as I say, I didn't really know you, so I was kind of, I hate to say it, I was cheering for Amy, but it's only because I didn't know you, and now I know you.
Yeah.
It's all changed, and it's I'm staying, you know. But yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you won it outright. Like in my opinion, you know, there was how it got a draw. I know when you look at some of the decisions and stuff that we've had, probably this past year, some of them have been shocking. Like, you know, we obviously had the Chocolatito Estrada fight the other day in America, and that was like 15-13 either way. And then one of the judges went 117, 111. And it was like, where the hell's that come from? Like, it seems to be happening everywhere. It used to be
that's it. You see it too often now.
But now it's come over here so much now. I don't really get the whole judging thing. It's just so bizarre. But you know, I just hope you get that rematch. I hope you get that rematch. You know, for the two of you really, because surely both parties would want to put that right. If I got a draw, which even I got it in white collar, which I know isn't obviously the same level, but in my head it's like I want to fight him again. So surely that mentality is even more at a pro level because you want to get it right. You want to say, right, I've got that draw on my record. You had similar records at the time anyway. I think you had 4 wins, she had 3.
I think it was the other way around. I think she'd had 1 more. So she'd had 4 wins, I'd had 3 wins. Right. That was my 4th fight in her 5th fight, I think.
So it was kind of like, I don't know, you just want it to, you want to see
it. If I was ever the back end of like a draw or a loss, I would always want to fight again to fix that, to see whether I could change that. It's not something I'd settle for. So I'm hoping, you know, we're in the same boat and we do get to do it again.
Yeah, no, 100%. I really want to see it. I really want to see it, and I hope it does crop up in the next couple of months because, you know, I've spoken to multiple people about it, and they've turned around and said, you know, it was a great dust up. We know who won, but it was a draw, and it needs to be dealt with. Yeah. So let's get it back on again. But yeah, it must have been frustrating, but hopefully we're going to see the end and get what you want. If not, move on and just bypass her and off you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's like, you know, you can't sit around waiting forever, and you can't like sit there and sulk about stuff. It happens to everybody. So I'm not gonna let it just fester and just sit there and moan about it too long. I'm still training. Anything else pops up, we'll go for that. And then if we're lucky enough to get to do that again, then I'll finally get me belt.
Is there, bring it back for the boys. Is there anyone else out there that you've seen that you think I'd like to fight
them? I was looking at like obviously the likes of Rachel Ball was fighting Shannon Courtenay, weren't she? So I was hoping after the Timlin fight, winner of that would have been against the winner of them. Obviously that's changed now to Ebony Bridges.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if this rematch doesn't happen between me and Amy, I'd like to be fighting the winner of that fight. So.
Yeah. How do you? That's interesting fight, isn't it? Interesting fight. I think Shannon and Ebony, I think that could be a real war as well, because they're both fighters that come forward, aren't they, and want to have a good fight.
Yeah, I'm guessing Shannon Courtenay will probably win it. Ebony Bridges, I don't really know what she's done over in Australia. She's only had a couple of fights, what I've seen about. How she's fighting for the world title, no disrespect to anybody, but I think, there's girls that are getting overlooked over here that should be getting these opportunities. So I don't personally agree with it. I think a lot of people agree with the same thing. I think, women's boxing is doing really, really well. So for people to be acting in certain ways as well and pulling it down a little bit is quite disappointing. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's just a mad fight if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's sad really when you look at what the original fight was, because Rachel Ball in the fight before, that was a cracker, and she kind of showed up and put herself on the stage, didn't she? She really sort of announced herself in that fight, and I'm gutted she's injured. Well, she's got COVID. I'm gutted for her, and I reckon she'll probably get the winner by the looks of it, because it will almost be a I should have been there sort of fight, But
that's it. That was the first step up really for Shannon Courtenay. So she stepped up and lost the fight, and then now she's fighting somebody for the world title who's achieved nothing really. So it's just bizarre, really. I thought they should have maybe just held off and rescheduled it.
So would you be happy to fight any of them?
Yeah, any of them.
That's quality.
Yeah.
I've got no words for that. But it's amazing. I was speaking to Hannah Rankin earlier, and
she's lovely, Hannah.
And she's got the same mentality as you, in the sense of I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Just put them in front of me, because she's gone to welter, I think now.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, just bring them on. Whoever, I'm going to announce myself. She's just come back from South Africa. She got a good win out there against someone who I think was a 2-time African champion, I think. So, she's gone in foreign ground. Hats off to her. Would she be another one that you'd look at potentially? Or is that
Hannah Rankin? There's quite a bit of weight difference with me and Hannah. So my natural weight is super flyweight.
So you have to eat quite a bit.
So I've come up from super fly to bantam, super bantam, up 2 weights to fight Amy for this title, because it was vacant. So I'm already coming up 2 weights, and even then I'm eating, and I was struggling to sometimes make the weight. So when we weighed in October, I think I was a little bit under. So to go up another couple of weights is just, it's probably, it'd be a tough ask to even put the weight on, and it's probably just a bit stupid really to go up that many weights.
I know, the thing is, it's so bizarre, isn't it? Because I suppose in the men's game, you see them just go, yeah, I'll take that fight, and it could be way off, couldn't it? And they just eat and eat and eat, and they seem to get there. And it's but you've got to stick with where you're comfortable, haven't you? As well, you can't go silly. I think it was today they showed a UFC fighter on the weights, and on the weigh-in, and she collapsed because she's pushed and pushed and pushed to get herself. Oh, it was awful. She literally just crumbled. But. Yeah,
even pretty much getting carried on the scale sometimes in that UFC and stuff, don't you? Really, to do that same, just that water diet, and it's it's not good.
No, I just hope you get that fight. That's all I'm asking. If anyone's watching, blimey, just sort it out. It's Carly's clearly up for it. It's whether Amy wants it, and this is going to be the ask, isn't it? Does she really want this fight again? But yeah, let's move on from you quickly. Obviously, today we had the announcement of Taylor and Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas. Absolute corker, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Katie, as we know, an absolute powerhouse, precision, boxing ability. She's got the lot, hasn't she? But Tasha's got real tenacious. She doesn't stop, does she? She's one of those. How do you see it? How do you see that one?
So obviously, I don't know Tash personally, but she's another Liverpool girl, and I always back me home. So I'm going to be rooting for Tasha. And I do believe out of the two of them, I think Tasha would probably be a harder hitter. So I know for me, Katie Taylor, obviously, she's amazing. She's done absolutely amazing things. But I felt like when she was with Bassoon, somebody who does come forward with power, I felt like she struggled. I thought she lost the first fight to Bassoon. The second one I did think was really close. So when it went to Katie, I was like, if it's gone either way, I'd have seen, fair enough, because it was close and I found it hard to call. But yeah, if Tasha takes it to her and she's got that power, then, she can do well. Yeah. And obviously Katie Taylor, she's amazing. She can always do. She's always going to do well. So I think it's going to be an amazing fight, and I'm absolutely made up that it's happening.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when it was announced. To be honest, when
I didn't expect it. To be honest, I literally seen it before and was like, I did not know that was even coming. When you get like a little inkling though, if that might happen, this might happen, and I weren't expecting to see that. Made up.
Oh, it's going to be, and what a card, like we were saying earlier, Chisora and Parker, that's going to be a war. And then you've got that as like co-headline just before, even that's got the potential to be the bigger fight, in my opinion. That's going for the lot. So why not? I would make that the headline. I know some people disagree because people are stuck in their old time ways, I think, but I just think that is a headline fight in my opinion. But who's number one for you? Who's the number one female? Because this is kind of the big thing at the moment. You've got Katie Taylor, you've obviously got Clarissa Shields, you've got those other people. You're on the way up. I'm sticking you in there. Who's kind of that? I don't know, because that's the big debate, isn't it? Everyone goes on about Clarissa Shields and she's done this and she's done that. Multi-weight champion, she's breaking records, isn't she? But then you've got Katie Taylor, the sort of quiet assassin, as they call her.
Yeah.
Who's the one for you, or do you not sort of look at it in that?
Yeah, I like a lot of different fighters for different styles and stuff. Obviously, Katie Taylor is like massive, isn't she? She's done amazing. So she's obviously one of my favourite female boxers, easily. But again, there's other ones, like I think Tasha in her last fight with Terry Harper. For me, that's one of the best female fights I've seen ever today. Yeah. So she literally, just from that, I just thought like that was amazing. And another one she was actually, I met Savannah Marshall when I boxed in October. She was on the show and I didn't get to watch her that night because obviously I'd been fighting. So then by the time I got over to the room, I'd not got to watch all the other fights. And when I've watched her, I think she's really, really good. Really like her style. I think she's gonna end up going up there with some of the best, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people have spoken about that fight, haven't they, with Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, and I think that would actually be like, I'd watch it in a heartbeat. Savannah Marshall, she's something special, and when you've got Peter Fury as well, in the corner, who's one of those men that just pushes and pushes and pushes, doesn't he? And I think, it's we're talking about this and it's exciting, isn't it? The future of women's boxing. Well, now the future of women's boxing is just on a different level now. It's like
that's it. Yeah, I have to think about it then, because there is so many now, and there's more coming through all the time. So you have to sit and think about it now. There's a lot more to choose from, isn't there?
yeah. No, I think it's just great. It's great. It's great for the game to have these people coming through, and the youngsters coming through. And I don't know if you look at yourself as a veteran of the sport, as you've only been in it as a short time, with your record. Yeah. But if you had a young girl at the gym, for example, who turned around to you and said, "I want to be a boxer. How do I do it?" What does Carly Skelly give as a piece of advice to this girl?
The first thing would be just to believe in yourself. If you can believe in yourself, then you're capable of doing anything. And then the second is hard work. You can have all the skill in the world, but if you don't put the work in behind that, it means absolutely nothing. So good attitude, hard work and attitude, and self-belief.
Yeah, well, I can't ask for more than that. But no, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy lady. You've, the kids, as I say, your job, your boxing career, and I know it's kind of hanging there at the moment and you're just waiting for that news. But, I really hope you get it. As I say, we talk anyway, but, I think you're an absolute cracking person. I genuinely,
Thank you.
You're just so, genuine. And yeah, I just hope you get to where you want to be, because whether Timlin comes back or not, you are destined for where you want to be, and you've put the hard work in. You're on the way. So
that's it. I do. I've got the hard work and I've got the self belief. So I'll keep working at it. It'll come.
Yeah.
In time.
Let's hope it. Sooner rather than later, though, eh? But no, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And
thanks for asking me. I've enjoyed it.
Oh, it's nice to talk to someone, well, just talk to someone, to be honest.
Just a change from the kids.
Yeah, I've been shoved it. My wife made a nice little corner for me, and she's like, "Yeah, you just sit over there."
She's made up getting out the room herself for a little bit. She's got a bit of peace now.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that'll be soaps galore in the other room, bleeding it. That's why I'm in here. But yeah, no, thanks for coming on. Keep in touch, and yeah, I wish you all the best. I just hope you get it.
Oh, thanks.
Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong.
I will. Yeah.
But no, you take care of yourself.
And you, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Carly. Take care.
And you. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Well, Carly Skelly, what an absolute gem. Always got time for her. She's so dedicated to the sport. Family person, works hard, gives her all in the sport, and I just wish her all the best. I hope she gets to where she deserves to be. And yeah, you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And yeah, if you like the video, subscribe and check out the other content. Some great stuff, and Carly will be joining them soon. So yeah, take care and thank you.
Are you ready?